So I woke up late this morning and had to rush to catch the train, and I do this little awkward sprint, well, not necessarily sprint, but awkward brisk walk towards the train because, one, I'm holding my cup of kava, which is basically leaf tea, don't ask which leaf, and I like it, so that's all that matters. What did I do on the train? Oh, I don't have any footage. That only means one thing, which means I napped. When I got off the train, I was walking towards medical school, and I saw this bird in my path, and of course, it was like a showdown sort of thing. But it was with the seagull, and it wasn't a seagull; it was a herring gull, and it didn't seem afraid. Not that they're ever afraid, because I'm like, to be honest, would you be afraid of me? And the question is, why wasn't he afraid, or she? Like, I approached the herring gull, and it came closer to me. Like every other human being and every other normal individual, you take out some pumpkin seeds out of your bag, because that's what everyone has in their bag nowadays, and you just give it to the herring gull. So I gave it, and he was happy, or she was happy. So then I went back into the medical school. Well, not back in, I went into the medical school for the first time during that day. And since there was no one in the medical school, I went to the 4th floor. And I sat there and I met with one of the cleaners, unintentionally. Like, I didn't schedule that in, but I realized, I need to get into the habit of saying good morning and, just smiling at people. So I did. So I said, hey, how are you? Me and the cleaner, we were both discussing things about dementia because that's what we were both interested in. And then suddenly she goes towards the end and talks about how I was the only student who had ever said good morning to her, which made me sad, but then it also made me realize that people are becoming more isolated and antisocial over time, and I don't think that's right. And I think that it's just simple etiquette. Saying good morning and smiling at people is such a basic thing, but goes a long way. Now, Shumile was learning about seizures and epilepsy, which got him thinking about the brain. The brain is amazing, but sometimes it malfunctions, and it can end up with, things such as seizures and epilepsy, and it was interesting. And whilst we were studying the brain, we suddenly switched to the eye, but the eye is also something that I'm interested in. I guess we'll find out when I graduate if I'm still interested in it. Then came lunchtime, and I had a Pakistani omelette with 2 pieces of bread, I had a sandwich, that's what I'm trying to say, and I decided to go for this new yogurt drink because, not necessarily new, but it was new for me, and I thought, something like mango lassi and it would be sweet, but no, it was complete opposite. It was very, very salty. After all of that, finished with lectures, continued, and then decided to walk home. I went to Costa and I asked for hot milk, and then made my own hot chocolate, and then I went to the train, and it turns out that I was on the old model of the Northern train, which meant that A, there was no legroom, B, there was no table. It was nice because it was cozy and compact. Once again, I fell asleep. So today was a really nice day, very simple, filled with moments of reflection and contemplation. Yeah, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe.